Hello students, now we are going to continue with the first lesson of civics, which is the Indian Constitution, which we were studying in the previous class. Over there we studied about what is constitution, what is the importance of constitution and how the constitution was drafted. Fine. As I have already asked you to go through the preamble, so now today we are going to understand the meaning and the features of the preamble. Fine. So we know the preamble is the values, the ideas, basic ideas which helps us to understand the constitution. So the first line of the preamble says, we the people of India do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this constitution. Now what does this line mean? First of all, we need to understand the first line of the preamble. So this line says that we, the people of India, that means all the citizens of the India, whatever religion or whatever caste we belong to, no matter, but we as a citizen of India need what we say, that we hereby adopt. That means adopt means we accept. We accept the preamble as it is made by us only, the representatives of India or the people of India have only made the constitution. So we accept the constitution and enact and give to ourselves this constitution. Enact means we will follow it as it is, as the constitution says. We are going to follow this constitution and we have given to ourselves this particular constitution to work properly and to be governed properly. Fine. Now you could see there are many words that written over here. What are these words and what does these words mean? These words are actually the words which are given in the preamble, which are being used in the preamble, and these words have basic features of the preamble. These words are the features of the preamble, and as we know, preamble is the basic ideas of the constitution. So these words are automatically the features of our constitution also. Fine. So the very first word over there is sovereign. Now, what does this mean? Sovereign means the supreme authority or the supreme power. So, the Constitution of India says that we, the people of India, are the supreme authority of India and of this constitution, and no one else is going to come and rule over us. So, we are the people who are going to rule over us and we will govern ourselves. Fine. Next is the socialist. Now, what does the socialist mean? Socialist means to eliminate the inequality and to eliminate the discrimination. As we all know, there are so many people living in the country and many are rich, many are poor. Fine. So, what does the constitution aim? The constitution aims to bring equality amongst the people, to bring them socially equal to each other. Fine. Next is the secular. As we all know, there are many religions in the country. Fine. In India, there are many religions over there and all the people are living together. So, it is very much important for us to respect each other's religion. So, that is why this word has been introduced in the preamble to ensure that all the religions are given equal respect. The constitution says that the constitution have no religion and it will support each and every religion and it will help us to bring our religion upward. Fine. Next is the democratic. Now, what does the word democratic means? That the government in the democratic country is formed through the representatives, that is the elected representatives, and same will be followed in our constitution, in our country. That says the preamble. Fine. Next is republic. Republic means that there will be no hereditary ruler, no one like kings rule. Like in earlier times, you must have read in history also in previous classes, kings used to rule in our country. Fine. So now, after the formation of this constitution, there will be no hereditary ruler, no one such that the sons are going to rule one after the other or of the same family. The elections will be done properly and the people who will be elected will come and rule the country, will govern the country. So this word indicates that there will be no hereditary ruler. Whoever is going to rule will be the elected representatives. Fine. Next is justice. This is the most important thing which the country needs to adopt, that is the justice. The preamble says that there should be justice for all or everyone, no matter whatever caste or color or religion we belong to, we all are equal in front of law. No matter wherever we belong to, from wherever we are coming, we all have the equal view in front of law. Fine. Next is the liberty and equality. Now liberty and equality says that the preamble has, the constitution has given us some of the rights, some of the freedom are there written for us, as we have already studied in the importance of the constitution, that there are some fundamental rights given to us. So all these rights and freedoms are given to us to bring up, to develop the personality of the people. Fine. So there should be liberty and equality. That means all those rights and freedoms are given, should be given to everyone, all the citizens in the country. And the last is the fraternity. This word indicates the feature of the preamble as well as the constitution, that there should be the feeling of brotherhood amongst the people of the India. Fine. The people of India should be together, should be united, so that no one could anyway harm us. Fine. Now, next topic which we are going to study is the features of our constitution. As we have already studied about the features of the preamble, now we have understood what is the preamble and what are its features, and accordingly now we are going to study the features of the preamble. So the first and the foremost feature of the preamble is the federalism. So we need to understand the meaning of federalism first of all. So federalism means where there are different levels of government. Fine. There is not only single government who is ruling the whole country. That means it should not happen that only the government at the center or the union government is ruling the complete country. Why? Because this will create the haphazard type of situation. Therefore, our constitution follows the federalism, which means that there are more than one level of government in the country. And how these governments work? As we all know, there are central government, then in the states also we have government. Fine. And then at the lower levels also we have the governments. Fine. So over here we are just discussing about the central and the state government and how these governments work. How does the central government works and how does the state government works? How they are deciding their limitations of work or limitations of field to work in the particular area. So all these things are mentioned in the 3 lists of the subjects which are given in the constitution. These 3 lists indicates basically what are the area of work or what are the fields of work which the central government is going to follow and which the state government is going to follow. So the first list is the union list. Union list, as the term only indicates, union list means the central government will follow this list, and whatever areas are being mentioned over there, whatever issues are being mentioned over there will be considered by the central government, that is the government at the union. Fine. Next is the state list. Now again the word indicates that state list means the state government is going to work according to this list. Whatever matters are given in this list, which the matters given in the union list are somewhat different from the state list, because in the union list things are covered at the national issues. Fine. At the national level, and in the state list things are covered at the state level. So the government of the state will work for their particular state, and that is why the issues or the matters which are given in the state list are such that needs the concern of the state government. Fine. And the last one is the concurrent list. Now what happens in the concurrent list, both the union government and the state government have the right to work on this particular list. But then again, if there are any sort of misunderstandings or any conflicts in the thought, then in that case the union list have the state union government have to be followed. That means whatever things are there in the concurrent list, all the government, that means the state government and the central government, both have the powers to work on that particular list. But in case of any sort of conflicts or any sort of misunderstandings or any things where their ideas does not match, then in that case the union government has the right to proceed according to their own views. Fine. Next feature of our constitution is the parliamentary form of government. Now, parliamentary form of government means that the government of India will be in the form of parliament. That means as we have the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and in both the houses there are the peoples who are elected. Fine. There is no one who has been just appointed. Fine. So, in the parliamentary form of government, there are people who have been elected and they govern the country. As we all know, President is the head of India. Fine. We say that President is the head of our country, but he is just the head of the constitution. He is just the nominal head, and he does not work or he does not say anything which has to be followed without any advice of the people sitting in the parliament. Fine. So, therefore we follow the parliamentary form of government. Next feature of our constitution is separation of powers. Now, separation of powers means that the government which is governing in the country, whether at the state level or the union level, that means at the central level, in both the places there are separation of powers, that is divisions of powers at different places, and those division of powers are the legislature, executive and judiciary. Now, the people who have been elected, they come there and make the laws, and those people come under the legislature. That means the power of making the laws comes under the legislature. Then those laws are implemented or are made implemented by the executives. And what does the judiciary do? The judiciary looks after that the laws which are implemented are properly functioning and the rights of the citizens are given or protected by the government. Fine. Next is the universal adult franchise. So, what does this mean, universal adult franchise? This means that the citizens of the country, citizens of India, have the right to vote who have reached the age of 18 or above. They all have the right to vote. This word universal adult franchise says that all the people of India, all the citizens of India, whatever religion they belong to, whatever caste they belong to, they have the right to vote, to give their vote, and each person's vote will have the equal value. That means if the person from one community is giving his vote and his vote is valuing 1, then the person from the other community will also have the same or equal value. This is the meaning of the universal adult franchise. So these were 4 features of the constitution. There are other features also which we are going to study in the next class. Till then, revise this part of the class and this part of the chapter and the previous part as well. Fine. So that you don't forget the previous part. And in the next class, we are going to end up with this lesson by discussing the next features which are there in your book. Thank you.